Welcome to 10K Tuesday from Virginia Beach, baby. Last year, if I were making this video, it would have been a vacation, but we just moved here. So stoked, and I'll sit down here with you in a minute, and we'll talk about some cool stuff. All right, so we're gonna pull over right here next to the Navy SEAL Monument, dedicated to the badassery of Navy SEALs. Hey, welcome to 10K Tuesday. My name is Scott, and here on 10K Tuesday, what we do is we run 10K and we strive to make 10K, and we're not opposed to doing both. I'm not gonna make 10K today. I'm still getting settled in. We moved in Thursday, it's now Tuesday, as you know, and this is my first time coming to the beach, because we just been grinding. Still got a long ways to go. A lot of I's to dot, T's to cross. But it's my first run of the week here, and man, so glad we made it. Planted the seed, nourished it, it's sprouted, it's growing. Here we are. And so a lot of folks move into a bigger place. We think we're moving into a better place. And we're just looking forward to starting a new life here. What I wanted to talk about is the greatest tool for changing the world is changing our minds about the world. This came from a Return to Love book by Marianne Williamson. Just a phenomenal book, man. I was reluctant to read it because I thought it was a book by a woman for women, and man, I was just so wrong about that. It's one of the greatest books I've ever read. I highly recommend it. But man, that statement is just so powerful. The greatest tool for changing the world is changing our minds about the world, because thought is the creative level of all things, and when we change the way we think, the things actually change. And this is not just woo stuff. It is backed up by something called the Heisenberg uncertainty principle. It has a math equation and everything. So essentially, we're discovering that religion and science are basically trying to talk about the same things. I mean, you know, what is energy? Well, it always is, always was, and it's found equally all around us, all at the same time. What is God? He always is, always will be. He's all around us in equal parts, all at the same time. You know, it's just incredible what I'm discovering, and I am teaching it so I can learn it better, because I believe that you don't know what you're talking about unless you can teach it. So that's what I'm striving to do, and I share it, and if you dig it, well, that's awesome, and I highly urge you to hit that like button and subscribe. It doesn't cost you a dime, it means the world to me, and I try to put out lots of content. I hope everybody's enjoying it and maybe gets something from it. So, you know, back to when we change the way we think about stuff, the stuff actually changes. You know, I'm an introvert, and what I told myself a while back is, you know what, I like people. I decided that I like people. And so if you're an introvert on, say, a level of 1 to 10, you know, 1 being, you know, I can do it, 10 to I don't ever want to leave my bedroom, you know, that might have moved me from, say, a 4 to a 7, you know. No, yeah, I think I got those levels straight. You know, deciding that I like all people has been really helpful for me, and I believe that most people out there are good. So when I got here, I was trying to get rid of some stuff, and so I found this app called Nextdoor, and so I joined it, and it makes you write something about yourself. And so I just wrote, hey, you know, my name is Scott, my wife and I moved here to Virginia Beach to start a new life, and you know, just looking forward to growing and everything, blah blah blah. Well, felt like 40 people responded to that. All of them so nice, except for this one guy that says, it ain't what it used to be, born and raised here, I can't wait to leave. You know, they're all in the same place. 99% of them are welcoming and happy and extending kindness, which I feel compelled. I need to write them back. Say, hey, thanks, nice to meet you. They took the time to do that. I was on there trying to sell a bed. But anyway, most people are good. Something sort of in the ballpark relating to this Heisenberg uncertainty principle, meaning what you think about the object literally change the object. And of course, back to the greatest tool we have to change the world is changing our minds about how we see the world. I want to tell this really wacky story that happened to me. My wife and I were back in Christiansburg, and we were walking our dogs, and we were at the exact same place at the exact same time, and we saw a car and a pedestrian, and they almost sort of collided. And at the same time, my wife and I said, he's an asshole, she's an asshole. Just like Freaky Friday. She thought that the pedestrian was at fault. I thought the driver was at fault. There we were with the same data at the exact same point of view. It's not like she was over here. I mean, we were like right here. Same data, same point of view, same time, same event, and we arrived at directly opposite conclusions. So, I don't know, man. What does that say? Like, I guess that's why, we have typically two diametrically opposed, say political parties. We've all got the same data, and we have arrived at directly opposite conclusions. But what I want to do for myself and others is help develop a positive mental attitude, which will ultimately get us to a better place. That's really what it's all about. Also, another interesting thing that happened to me along the way, and it's something that I reminded myself a while back, is we've all been on the giving and receiving end of help. And I was in a position one time where, a friend or two of mine were constantly calling me. The only reason they were calling me is because they needed help with something. And so I remember sort of, talking about it really helps you gain clarity. And I was talking with my wife, and I said, yeah, so-and-so's called, and I'm going to help them. And I said, look, either I'm going to help them or not help them, but I'm not going to make them feel like shit about it. I'm not going to gripe about it while I'm helping the person, because, they don't want to ask for the help. If they could do it themselves, they probably wouldn't ask. So saying that out loud really helped me, and it made the experience better. Rather than griping about it, I just started making jokes, and we just made the best out of it. And the person I was helping didn't feel like crap. In the end, I didn't mind helping the person, right? So we're moving in, and we tried to make some contacts on Facebook because we don't know anybody out here for somebody to help us. And so the guy flaked on us, and so we said, all right, well, we're going to move everything we possibly can out of the truck and into the apartment. And we got to the last 3 things, which were just too heavy for my wife and I. I needed another dude. And so you meet a bunch of people as you're moving in. And so I walked over and asked the dude, hey man, we're down to our last 3 things. And the guy we found on Facebook kind of flaked on us. Do you think you can help me move these last 3 things? And he said, yeah, I'll help. About in that manner. So Saturday comes, it's 9 o'clock, and he said, before we got started, yeah, I gotta work today. I really didn't want to do this. Come on, man. So anyway, that just reinforced to me that I believe I'm on the right track with either help, don't help, but if you do help, don't make the other person feel like shit about it. And turns out I'm not so brilliant. Deepak Chopra talked about that And he said it more eloquently. He said, that's great timing. He said, a gift given grudgingly is not a gift. So what are we trying to do out there in the world? We're trying to give ultimately what we're seeking. So we're kind of hosing ourselves. So if you want to go at it from a selfish perspective, if we're giving what we're ultimately seeking, if we give it grudgingly, it's not a gift. And so in the end, you're just hosing yourself. That's enough philosophy here today from our new location at Virginia Beach. I hope you gained something from it. If you did, by all means, hit that like button and consider subscribing. I drop lots of content out here in the world, and I hope you enjoy it. By the way, totally unrelated. If you need to make money from home, I have a course down below. It's in the notes on this very video. Just scroll on down, click the thing. It's already ready to go. It's a playlist within this channel, so there's no charge for it. And I sincerely hope it helps you out, because I just want to help people prosper. All right, thanks for watching. Have a great day, and do not waste this day. All right, see you next week. Bye.